In Lakesh, I am another yourself. That's what in Lakesh means. And greetings, my beautiful galactic spirits. We are in such a powerful time right now, and we are going to talk about brand new beginnings as well as letting go at the same time, based upon the Galactic Mayan calendar and the evolutionary and expanding our evolutionary consciousness. And the Galactic Mayans gifted us these magnificent light codes that on their ancient structures that were supposed to be unlocked at the time of this great shift. And there's really easy ways to be tracking those energies, one birthright a day. But today we're going to talk about overall concepts because of this these two very powerful times that, as I love with the Galactic Mayan astrology, how they are always synchronized, and the layers on top of layers, just like weeks, there's 4 weeks to a month, or there's 7 days to a week. That's how the cycles of the Mayan calendar works, exactly the same way. And there's two very, very powerful cycles that are happening right now. And today we are going to set the intention for you to create a new mind. Evolve a different consciousness than you started with yesterday, as I'm dropping a nugget here, as you're letting go in this 28-day month, in this 28-day moon cycle, as we start a brand new 28-day cycle of gestation. Why did I use the word gestation? Because if you talk about 260 days and you divide it by 28 days per moon cycle, you get 9 months or 9 moons. And isn't that the time that you were in your mother's womb? So when you talk about this brilliant, flawless mathematics of the Mayan calendar, it jives completely with every cycle that we've already experienced, except the weird Gregorian calendar. 30 days has September, April, June, and November, which is not natural. It is not following the natural laws. But when you pay attention to the cycles of time, how seasons grows, the cycles of the sun, the cycles of the moon, working with the Mayan calendar is working in perfect time. We, as part of the natural order and our natural cycles, 9 months till birthing, for example, we are in perfect natural time. So going back to our brand new kickstart of our 260 days gestation, our 9 months, which starts today, we are creating a new mind. So at the end of this 9-month cycle, you will become a different person than you were today, with vibrating at higher frequencies, tapping in fifth dimensional realms, more frequencies, experiencing the multi-dimensions of time or no time and no space, should I say, as our physical bodies, our third dimensional bodies, are becoming less dense. And how do we do that? With our efforts of the mind. When we pay attention and we anchor one energy a day, and we're going to start talking about what these magnificent energies are, one energy of the day, by the end of this 260-day cycle, we have come into a new birth. And speaking of new birth, yesterday was the end of our 260-day cycle with Cosmic Sun. If you'll look at this image here, we were here yesterday and we are starting new again at the top with Magnetic Dragon, which happens to be how synchronistic the energy of rebirth. It's refinding your soul destiny. And we're going to be talking about all these galactic birthrights in a few minutes, because you're going to see how each one of these birthrights, when you layer them on your natal energy, just like Western astrology, you were born with a natal energy. I like to call it your superpower birthright. And you can go ahead and get your superpower birthright right here, galacticspirit.com, free, to know what your galactic astrology is. However, that is the time that you chose to come into the planet to learn all your lessons, and that's your foundation. That's your innate magnificence. However, each one of these 20 birthrights, which we're going to go into in a second, are the life aspirations that we as galactic beings, as evolutionary consciousness beings, are wanting to step into, and you will see that in a second. But before we continue that, I just want you to see this the back of our magnificent galactic spirit.com compass. That's where you can have a look at this. Look at this map, this DNA map that we're going to refer to. And as our minds are linear, I'm talking to you in a linear way, because if I was disseminating information radially to you, I couldn't talk so fast to get that all in and to make linear sense. This is the linear representation of the cosmos and the workings of nature according to the flawless mathematics of the galactic Mayans. And when you look at it carefully and you look at these green energies, you will see our DNA there. Now try to visualize this in not three dimensions, but in 360 dimensions, as if this was a sphere rotating this way, where our DNA is moving, as well as think of the energy of a torus. The Taurian field, energy comes up through the top, circles around and enters the bottom. The same way it enters the bottom and circles around the top. However, it's still not flat. It's in 360 degrees, as this is a sphere. Again, we have to represent it to you in flat, so it fits in a flat surface so you can read it. But as you visualize this, always visualize it as a 360 degree sphere, Taurian sphere, where the energies are coming out from the bottom, out from the top, and if you can see, recycling on itself, as above so below, and it goes both ways. Okay, so where are we now? That's what we were going to talk about, because we are in such a powerful time. We finished the bottom energy yesterday, and repeating myself, we are starting with dragon at the beginning of this magnificent Taurian sphere, this evolution of you're gestating, you're entering a new mind. How do you evolve your new mind? With one birthright a day. And what I love so much about these energies is the first 20 days are super, super powerful, because it goes through each of our life aspirations that we all want in our lives, and as I said before, in our lives. And we're going to go through each one of those with today's energy and move through the next 20. And as we do it, I'm going to try to drop in, kind of do it as a little meditation. So whether look at me, I would like you to look at me, because I want to show you the images, because as a reminder, images and the way the mind works, and the mind is your brain. Your brain is a mechanical device like a computer, but your mind is your brain in action. So when you activate your mind and imprint these images, and images existed before language, you imprint these images in your brain with just a snapshot of the keyword, you can get them in your brain. And as we go through, imprint them so you can see how each one of them is an aspect of your wholeness. Now, you're not going to get all these at the same time. Some are going to resonate with you more than others. It doesn't matter. Just look at them to see how they can all be a multiple dimension of you. And today, with the first day of Dragon, the day of your soul destiny, rebirthing your soul mission, redefining, recreating what you want in the next 260 days, and the 9 months of you gestating and rebirthing a new mind, it's a perfect way to start. Now remember, you have to start where you are. Wherever you are is where you're starting. So take these energies one day at a time, one birthright a day. You can get them on galacticspirit.com or on Facebook. And when you listen, and there's an audio, just as a, by the way, there's an audio track underneath it. I call it Pineal Beats. And it's all a binary, with the music, the audio is based upon binaural beats, based upon the perfect mathematics of each of your living birthrights, these living light codes. So they were designed to not only work on the left and right hemispheres of the brain, but to activate your pineal gland, your third eye, with the actual numerology of each of these birthrights. And a few minutes ago, I talked about the perfect math and the perfect alignments of all of our birthrights, or our mathematical representations that align perfectly with these mathematical cycles. So that's just a little nugget I dropped. So when you're listening to the One Birthright a Day 20-second videos, and that's really all you need to activate the birthright of the day. The 20 seconds, just drop in, download their meaning for you into your consciousness with locking and loading what these these galactic life aspirations are, so then you can start integrating them on top of your natal birthright and start stepping into wholeness. Hope you got that. If not, watch the tape again, because I just jammed a lot of nuggets in there. Let's walk through the next 20 days, and these 20 days will be repeated over and over again with different nuances that take you deeper as you experience each one of them. But for now, a quick little snapshot and a journey through who you are becoming and a journey through your wholeness. Today is Magnetic Dragon. We are attracting our soul destiny. That is the one this is today's birthright. The next 20 days, let's journey, is the energy of wind, your psychic voice, your two-way connection to God, or the divine matrix, or to the infinite field, to the universal field of consciousness, God, whatever you want to talk about. This is your psychic voice, walking down all of your life aspirations. We all want abundance. This is energy of night. Night is dreaming your manifestation into being. And what is that manifestation of abundance that you would like to accomplish? Not only about, sometimes we think about abundance as far as money, but it's all, I like to look at it is dreaming my spiritual consciousness into becoming a magician. We'll see that card in a second, where you can manifest anything you want and shorten the gap between the thought of your manifestation, the action that you have to take for that manifestation to show up. So that's night. Seed, it's also all about fulfilling your life potential. And as we go through all of these life aspirations, the 20 affirmations, your 20 birthrights of wholeness, look how they integrate with each other. If you want a fulfilling life, you need to manifest abundance. You need to manifest your dreams, for example. And how are you going to do that? The next one, here's serpent. It's with your life passion. Are you willing to do what it takes? This is your life force. Serpent is a magnificent energy. It's got really a bad rap in Judeo-Christian religious systems because it says it was the serpent that gave Adam and Eve the apple. But if you flip it and look at the positive side, what did the serpent give Adam and Eve? They gave them wisdom, the wisdom to think for themselves. That's what galactic astrology and galactic spirit is all about. How are you thinking for yourself? And this is the first time in conscious evolution that through the power of our mind, we can become someone else. We can go through these 9 moons of gestation with 1 birthright a day and come out on the other side with a new mind, simply by paying attention to 1 birthright a day. And I'm gifting them to you with my love because I am so passionate about how this system works and how it evolves my consciousness and how I see synchronicities in my life every day by paying attention to these 1 energies a day with the 20-second little video that I'm giving you that's anchoring these images into your brain, even further activating it with the musical score behind it and the pineal beats activating your third eye. Here we're moving down the 20 energies of your life aspiration, number 6. You're not supposed to have a favorite. I always have, every one of them is my favorite, but I love World Bridger. I love it because the traditional word of it is death. I don't really like that because nothing ever dies. As Albert Einstein said, one energy is always transforming into the other. I like to call World Bridger ego freedom. What does that mean? When we are so controlled by our behavioral patterns, our emotional patterns, our mental patterns, ego is in the way, and it blocks our ability to use our mind to see beyond the unseen. And we're going to talk, there's a birthright for that, seeing the unseen in a minute. We'll show you that. But staying in succession, moving down the first powerful 20 days of our new 260-day, 9-month gestation. And by the way, let me just drop another factoid for you. When we're going through these 20 days, the center of these 260 days is a perfect repeat of the first energy going down. So here we'll have another opportunity to see them right after each other in what is known as the mystic channel, which is a very exciting time. We'll talk more about that when we get there. But let's continue in day number 7 with eagle. Eagle is, this is hand. Looks like eagle. Both of them are blue. Blue is the color of transformation. All the colors mean something. We'll talk about that another day. Hand. It's about how are you accomplishing what you want to accomplish in the world. Now, it's not only about accomplishing something to earn a living, but it's all about your intuitive knowing. It's about healing hands. And look at the image. You can actually see the hand in there. That's a nugget I want you to take a look at. When you're looking at all these images, how do these drop in with their meaning? See? Let me do the left hand there. You'll see the hand in there. but it's how are you manifesting, how are you accomplishing what you were born to do? What is your soul mission? And if you remember, what was the first energy? Your soul destiny. So when you're, again, I'm repeating myself on purpose, when you're looking at your soul destiny, are you accomplishing it? How are you accomplishing it? Next energy up is star. How are you seeing the sensory beauty out in the world? I love how Native Americans call life the beauty way. This is about sensory beauty, the art of creation. Look at the interconnection. With the art of creation, how are you accomplishing your soul purpose? Look at the interconnection of these 20 life aspirations, which the Mayans gave us to become a whole being. And with one energy of the day, you'll be able to start locking and loading these graphic representations, which our minds see before they see, they imprint before they intellectually add language to it. Moon, the moon is where you came from. Pure consciousness. What is pure consciousness? It's fluid, it's fluidity. And what pure consciousness means is, like the magnificent Eckhart Tolle says, it's being in conscious presence, divine conscious presence, with freedom of thought, unproductive thought and emotion. How do we do that? Let me find World Bridger. With ego freedom, we can step into pure consciousness without self-sabotaging thought and emotion, which we learned by ancestral behaviors or our environment, the way we were raised, what's in our, what happened in our DNA, how we were burned at the stake lifetimes ago. No, we want to step into a place of pure consciousness. And how do we want to do it? We want to do it with pure love. Dog is all about, think of a dog, unconditional love, self-compassion. How are you stepping into heart coherence and heart resonance? Halfway through, monkey, remember how I said how you want to how can you be the manifester? The manifester is monkey. Monkey, one of the energies of monkey is how can you cut through the illusion that you've been taught through your preconditioned mind, through your environment and ancestral behaviors. How can you cut through that illusion? Well, monkey gives us insight through being a monkey, being a child, being spontaneous, not allowing our egoic mind to get in our way. Living with our inner child with inner joy and play. Next up is human. Going down the 20-day cycle. This is on the back of your galactic compass. We've talked about how this works before, but we're using this linear representation of this toroidal field as we're enhancing our DNA, as we're moving through the as above, so below, each of these galactic energies. And just by the way, as we're moved, today happens to be a DNA galactic star portal. I call it a DNA Stargate. Every time you see one of these green energies, it overlays on one of these birthrights where the veil is thinner, and you can actually tap into wherever you want in the cosmos, in our multidimensional multiverse, if you will, to be able to look at your life differently and activate your your energy through seeing beyond the unseen, because you're tapping into one of these spiral DNA light codes, which is adding multidimensional depth to each one of these birthrights. Now keep in mind, as I'm speaking to you very linearly, I'm giving you snapshots of all these energies. But each time you experience one, it goes deeper and more profound. Now, I cannot explain to you what an apple tastes like. I can't explain that to you. You can only experience an apple and what it tastes like through your own experience. I can only hopefully get you excited. Let me try to find the serpent. I can't find it. That's okay. With your life force, I can show it to you here. The life force energy with serpent, to get excited enough to experience these energies for yourself. And when you start to do, you are going to be amazed, because what happens is you start seeing synchronicities that show up in your life very specific to the energy of the day. And when you see them, you have a great aha moment. Aha, look how this magnificent energy is showing up in my life today. And from that, you'll be able to anchor its power, so the next time it comes around, you'll start looking at it in a deeper, more profound way, and start witnessing, like Deepak Chopra said, be the observer, how you can actually see how these energies start becoming more and more profound for you as you become all of them, because these are all of our life aspirations of wholeness. Continuing down the wheel, I am now out of order, doing the best we can here. I love human. I love human. Human is about you being a work in progress. You know, start where you are. You cannot do all these energies in one day. Layer them on top of each other. But one of the aspirations that I love about humans so much is, are you willing to take the next leap? Are you willing to spend 20 seconds a day on these little videos that with the pineal beat activations, with the musical score behind it, and imprint these energies every day to, by the end of the next 260 days, the end of this 9-month cycle, you come out on the other side guaranteed with a new mind. A mind with higher elevations of consciousness. You're vibrating to higher octave frequencies, and you're starting to see the world with more of a fifth dimensional perspective, as well as you being the manifester of what it is that you wanted to accomplish, from where we start today, defining our soul destiny. Where do you want to go? This is how powerful this work is. Human says, are you willing to do that? Are you willing to invest a few minutes a day in your higher consciousness? I personally don't believe you have to spend an hour or 2 hours a day in meditation. I don't believe that you have to go to an ashram and sequester yourself forever. I don't believe in that at all, because I know from my experience working with these galactic Mayan astrological symbols, working with your galactic spirit and evolving that one birthright a day, when you're taking the bite of the apple and you're experiencing it for yourself, you will start seeing them. And the more you start seeing them and locking and imprinting these energies into your consciousness, you are going to evolve into a new being every single day. You're going to raise an octave frequency. Moving down the first 20 days with all of your 20 birthrights. Skywalker. I love Skywalker. I love them all. Skywalker is a really good representation of how you can lock the image into your head, because you'll Skywalker. There's a beautiful Hermetic phrase, as above, so below. There is the horizon line there. Here is below. You're grounding into the earth with the bottoms of your feet, and you're making the ascension into heaven. When you look at all these images, look at them. How can you translate them in for you so you can really anchor the energies into your consciousness? Skywalker is exploring the unknown. Where are we going? We are in unprecedented times right now. There's a major shift going on that started in 2012 with the end of the Mayan calendar, which didn't really end at all. It didn't end. We did not end this cycle yesterday at 260. We rebooted and we started again. And with this magnificent age of Aquarius, as compared to the Piscean age where there was restriction, where we weren't taught to think, moving into the Aquarian age, we are skywalkering with the powers of our mind to go places we've never been before, my Star Trek fans. This is our opportunity, and a quick method, 20 seconds a day with these videos that I've gifted to you, to be able to step into higher conscious realms. Next up is the wizard, enchanted receptivity. How are you exploring your shaman self? How are you traveling into the Akash, going into your Akashic records, the place where the unknown, there's no time, there's no space, there's no body, there's no thing, is what the Akashic records are, that holds all of the information that ever was or ever will be. And Skywalker allows us to travel there, assuming we've released our egoic freedom, and we're moving into it with two-way connection. Where's wind? With our, I'm just grabbing these quickly because it's all in one place, with wind, which was the second energy, which is the energy that we've already talked about. And how are we going to access the Akash? Look how all of these 20 magnificent energies interconnect, and how are we going to start seeing with expanded vision? How are we going to see the unseen? How are we going to see beyond with eagle eyes? Big scope, the beautiful horizon of the universal realm, as well as very focused eyes. How does an eagle catch his prey? With very eagle focused. So the eagle is really being able to see your greatest vision. And what is our vision? Our vision is the energy of today, where we are in magnetic dragon, right there, the beginning of this magnificent 260-day Taurian ride that we can go on, enhancing our DNA as we go. That's how we expand the vision that we started on our first day and during our progressive 260 days or 9 months of energetic creating with our mind, creating a new mind with one birthright a day. Next up is warrior. I love warrior. Warrior is reminds me of Hercules and the hero's journey. Do you have bravery and trust? Do you have courageous determination? Are you willing? Human. That was human. Are you willing to conquer all your obstacles? And that is what warrior does. Are you questioning? Are you on the quest? What is the quest that you are on, your hero's journey to fulfill? Why you even decided to incarnate at the same time. Next up, we're getting to the end of the 20, or the beginning of the 20. We're talking about the energy of Earth. Earth is about perfect and divine alignment? Are you in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people? Are you seeing synchronicities? You will. Pay attention. You are the magician. Remember that energy of monkey before. When you combine all of these energies, each one of them allows you to become better and better and see beyond the scene. That was eagle. In order to be able to manifest, that was knight, being at the right place at the right time in perfect synchronicity. Next is to becoming an inner mirror. We are always in a process of self-actualization, not only being a mirror and a reflection for others, but are we going into our conscious mind and really looking at those endless patterns of self-mastery? What are the reflections of our ego freedom that we need to let go of in order to become a clear channel? How can we see that in our reflection? And how are we a reflection for others out into the world? Are we walking our talk? Divine alignment, earth, navigating our talk, walking our talk, to being able to become a mirror for others. Storm is all about transformation. Sometimes you have to break down to break through. This is a very transformational time that we're stepping into, and with your galactic spirit energies, with one birthright a day, you can go on this journey of transforming your mind. And the last of the 20 life aspirations, as you go around the wheel of transformation. Transformation was storm. As you go around transforming, you step into a place of enlightenment. Sun is valuable every day, as each one of these life aspirations are your birthrights into evolving consciousness. It is enlightening connection. Before we talked about Skywalker and wind being your two-way connection. That's wind to travel beyond the unknown. Here is where you're unified with Source. You're unified with the infinite field. You're unified with the divine matrix. You're unified with God. You're unified with your fifth dimensional potential. Where do you start? You start by finding out what your innate birthright is. GalacticSpirit.com free. What is your innate birthright? And then paying attention to one birthright a day in this most powerful time at the beginning of your gestation. Not one birthright a day through a 20-second little video that helps you lock in each of these magnificent birthrights, one energy a day. Way more powerful than any astrology that I've ever worked with, because this is actually giving you the tools to improve your mind, lock in your consciousness, manifest synchronicities of being in the right place at the right time, and in doing so lock in these magnificent images that were gifted to us by the ancient Mayans, that were intended to be unlocked during this time of this great shift. Start with your innate birthright. Go ahead and get it. Pay attention to the 20-second video every day. Lock and load them. Watch for the synchronicities. Observe how they are influencing you just by the nature of your observation. Hold yourself in divine conscious presence and know that I am another yourself. You know, I'm inspired to say Om Mani Padme Om, which is the Chinese I am another yourself. It's another namaste. The light within me honors the light within you. Om Mane Padme Om, I'm one with nature, I'm one with God. The Mayan calendar allows us to do that, one birthright a day, because it allows you to take your power back, become the spiritual being that you were always intended, and to be able to have heaven on earth. Where's heaven on earth? Heaven on earth with one birthright a day. Track your energies with the Galactic Mayan DNA map and evolve yourself. It is so exciting. I am anxious and excited for you to be willing to have your life passion, for inner reflection, to cut through the realities, to be, to step into your full potential. I'm doing this backwards. To walk your talk, to love unconditionally, to manifest all desires, to be the warrior with courageous determinations, to live in pure consciousness without self-sabotaging thought and emotion, to speak with your spiritual breath, to see the unseen, to live in the beauty way, and to fulfill your life destiny, your soul destiny, which is where we are today. Wow, I packed a lot. I gotta go. Have a beautiful day, loved ones. I'm just grateful for the opportunity, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.